What's really good? My name is Shay, and this is Manifesting with Karmic Psycho. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. And if you are a member of my spiritual family, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you here in my space again. So, if you can see from the description and the title of this video, this is another token talk. So here on my channel, I do all kinds of content that is about manifesting and creating the life that you deserve to have, my process through ascension, my journey in spirituality, and just overall life stuff. So in my Toke and Talk videos, I pretty much just smoke and talk about something, whatever I feel like talking about. So today I am going to be talking about triggers, what they are, how to recognize them, how to heal from them, grow through them, and just become better on the other side of that. So I already rolled up and I kind of started smoking this yesterday. I'm smoking a hybrid, and it's my first time trying games. My friend Bianca, shout out to Bianca, keeps telling me about games, and I normally smoke Dutchess, but I was like, let me just try it and see like what's it all about or whatever. So the first thing with triggers are, what are they? So basically a trigger is an emotional reaction. It's like an event that kind of stimulates you in an emotional way. And usually you have a negative reaction to it, or something that basically bothers you to the point of giving you some type of emotional reaction. So like I'll say like one of my triggers is like things that involve racism, discrimination, just like in general, and just kind of hearing like traumatic stories surrounding black people, black stuff. It really triggers me, and that's something that I have to learn how to work through and deal with, because racism is always going to exist, and I can't just go around being mad at the world. I need to figure out what I can do to create change in my life so that I'm less triggered by situations and circumstances, you know what I mean? So usually things that cause triggers could be like childhood trauma, PTSD, trauma that you incurred in different romantic and platonic relationships. So how you recognize a trigger is, realizing that you are having an emotional response to something that may not be that serious or that big a deal, or sometimes it is something super serious, like if you were sexually assaulted or something like that. When you see sexual assault, hear about it, or maybe if somebody touched you a certain way, it reminds you of the sexual assault. Like that is the trigger, and the only way to work through those triggers is to mostly figure out why you got in that space. Now with something with sexual assault, that's kind of like obvious, but say like another one of my triggers is my abandonment issues or whatever. So if somebody does something, anybody I'm in a relationship, whether it's romantic or platonic, to make me feel like they're going to leave me, or maybe like I can't trust them, or any little thing that kind of stimulates me to feel like they're gonna abandon me, then I get triggered and I get in my feelings about something. I start overthinking or thinking about things in a what if manner, which, like, is it likely to happen? Probably not. So now that you know what a trigger is and pretty much how you can know that you're being triggered, the next thing is like, once you recognize what it is and where it stemmed from, what can you do to resolve those triggers? So the first thing is that we take a lot of shit personally that is not meant to be taken personally. When we come to a space in our journey and realize that everybody has their own trauma that they're working through, and a lot of times it's not personal, it's not specifically directing at you, it's just a result of their traumas, how it is that they may be treating you or communicating with you. So for example, when I was in my last relationship, I was really triggered by some of the things that she did because it reminded me of my relationship with my mom. I was dating someone that was a few years older than me, and I feel like, you know, she tried to son me a little bit. So it would trigger me whenever she tried to tell me something that she didn't like that I was doing, or like we would get into disagreements about small things and stuff like that, and it just would trigger me. And for the longest time I just thought, like, why is she getting on my nerves so bad? Like, I took it as a personal attack. Okay, Eva. It's really important that we recognize our triggers and that we try and heal from them. Your triggers lead you directly to healing. Your triggers lead you into shadow work, because this is your subconscious telling you that there are some things that you still haven't dealt with. Because if something is causing you to have an emotional response, then it's like there's some things that you haven't dealt with or haven't healed from. It's like something is constantly being brought up in your mind because you haven't like totally released the situation where it's no longer bothering you anymore. And when you don't heal those triggers, they keep showing up in your life, and it really does affect your relationships, not only with other people but with yourself as well. You know what I'm saying? It starts to drive you crazy, or it can make you turn you into an angry person or a bitter person, or, you know, just bothered. Like, who wants to be bothered? Like, the best thing about being in my 30s now is that I just don't care no more. It's like I've grown and worked through a lot of my triggers, so a lot of things that people do don't bother me anymore. And I know how to separate my emotions from the actual situation that's happening. Because when we put our emotions into it, that's when we start to take things personally. Like, say if somebody stops calling you as much as they used to, and you're like, do they not like me? Or like, you just make it totally about yourself when that person could be dealing with things, and it's like it wasn't about you in the first place. It's like you start just going left with it, thinking, oh, they must not like me no more, or, you know, I must have done something, and it's just really not about you. It's not personal at all. Most of the time, the way people treat you is literally just a reaction to what it is that they're going through in their own personal lives and stuff like that. Especially if someone is not treating themselves good, it's like there's no way that they can treat you good, because they're not even taking care of themselves. They probably don't know how to treat somebody good. I feel like I'm just totally rambling. So you find out what is your trigger, and then you figure out how you can heal it. You might need to go to therapy. It might be something that you need to talk about, something that you may need different coping mechanisms to work through. I mean, and you can do positive coping mechanisms yourself, Like journaling is a great thing. Like I'll link a video here where I talk about scripting and specifically writing in different colors and stuff like that. Just putting your emotions out on paper, like releases them. You know, you can meditate, just really focusing on those things and figuring it out what it is that is bothering you. Like meditation, just being alone with yourself, that will help you work through your triggers a lot. You know, learning how to forgive. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for yourself. Because as long as you're holding on to some type of resentment, like if you think about someone and it still makes you feel bitter, or maybe you still wish something bad on them because of something they did to you, or if you even think about like, oh, karma's gonna get them, like you're still triggered by that situation. You know what I mean? So the quicker that you forgive the situation and say like, this wasn't about me, I'm not gonna take this personally, then the sooner you can move on and like be happy with your life. Not that you can't be happy and, you know, have triggers and everything like that, but it's just little things that kind of add on to your day and your thought process and everything like that, and it blocks you from really being happy because you're living in the past, pretty much still going back and thinking about things and relating current situations to old things. Like it will really affect your relationships a lot. Like you could dealt with the issue with your friend, and then maybe like she betrayed you or told your business or something, and now it's like you go into future friendships not trusting people and stuff like that, and it's like you cannot hold on to that because now you're blocking yourself from making connections with people. You know, and why would you do that? Like that's not gonna hurt the other person that you're holding these feelings on to. That's not gonna hurt them. That's only gonna hurt you. Now you're letting your past dictate your future. Like why would you do that to yourself? It's like almost self-sabotage. I mean, and even in romantic relationships, it's like if you got cheated on in the past or something like that, you'll be going around waiting for your partner to cheat on you. You will manifest getting cheated on, and that's not going to make it right if it happens to you. I'm just saying that the things that you put your energy to grow. So it's like you start building up all these suspicions. Next thing you know, you're going through the phone. Next thing you know, you find something. It's just like, don't do it. Don't wait for somebody to do something bad for you. Just heal from it. Like figure out what it was specifically that is making you feel that way about someone who never gave you a reason to feel like that, and then you have to heal from that, because otherwise, you know, you're going to be walking around bag lady Erica Badu style. Bag lady, you're gonna miss your bus dragging all them bags like that. Okay, you can't hurry up because you got too much stuff. Somebody should have told you that all you must hold on to is you, is you, is you. Facts. So I feel like that's really all I have to say about triggers. I wish I came with more resources or facts or something for y'all, but like, you know, once you start smoking, it's like that stuff kind of goes out the window. So I'm gonna have the Life Path 8 video up soon, and I'll definitely be coming with more content. Happy full moon in Virgo. I hope that you guys are like really using this Virgo energy to like put effort and energy towards your dreams, because Virgos are master manifestors, okay? And we are master communicators because we are ruled by the sign of, the planet of Mercury. And right now, this is the time to communicate your needs, set routines and regimens in place so that you can basically set yourself up for the future. And we just got out of Mercury retrograde, so this energy is super refreshing, and it can be motivating if you let it. You know, try not to procrastinate, because Virgos act like we got our shit together, but we don't, okay? And we definitely procrastinate. And this is also a moon. This is your emotions. So you want to sort out your feelings as well and communicate them to yourself and with other people. So yeah, happy Saturday. Have a great evening. And I will see you guys in my next video. Oh, make sure you subscribe, like this video, share if you care. Check out my podcast, Three Strikes Podcast, and look out for new content coming in a different spin from our web series at the Fort Brown Chicks on YouTube. And yeah, I'm also going to be working on so much new content because we're taking a break from the podcast, and I got a lot to say. So see you soon. Peace.